Hello, Steve Mills here, and welcome to Results Mastery Live. It's great to be here. Thank you for your time. I'm not going to keep you a long time. It's going to be about, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that. But my goal, my objective is to give you loads and loads of value in that 20 minutes. But really what matters is, not that you're here, with all respect. What matters is what you do with what you learn while you're here, if you understand my meaning. Tony Robbins once famously said that knowledge is a waste of time. The application of knowledge is everything. And I really do believe that is totally true. But welcome. It's great to be here wherever you are. And you could be watching this on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, because we're streaming live over those three platforms. And I love it. I can remember if I wanted to get a message out to businesses, I had to write a letter, stick it in an envelope, post it out and hope that it was delivered and they read it. And now I can be live in front of hundreds of people. And, this what I'm doing now is actually my marketing collateral, because this is going to be here forever. Probably not literally forever, but certainly probably as long as my business is here. So for, I don't know, the next 10 years or something like that, at least. And, whilst there's, a reasonable amount of people live today, there's going to be far more of those in the future, just watching this video and hopefully learning. And who knows, some of them might turn into clients of mine. But anyway, thanks for being here. I do appreciate it. I appreciate your time very much. I realize you're busy. But also, congratulations on the fact that you've taken a little bit of time out to try and learn some new stuff. Now, what we're going to be learning today, as you're no doubt aware, is around this. Now, if you look at that, I ain't going to teach you that in 15, 20 minutes, with all respect. But what I am going to do is I'm going to talk about the 6 keys that Robert Cialdini, who's if you look at the bottom there, he's the PhD. I think he's from Harvard, something like that. He's an incredibly highly respected guy within the psychology, persuasion, sales type environment. And he's one of many people that I've learned a phenomenal amount about sales and marketing from. I've been doing this now 28 years, learning from the best in the world and taking that knowledge and helping my small business clients who either don't have the time to do that or literally can't afford to do it. I always remember my first ever seminar. I spent $3,800 going to Los Angeles to a seminar by Jay Abraham. He was the first guy. I literally went into Google and Googled who's the best marketer in the world, and it came up with him. And I thought, right, he's the guy I want to learn from, not somebody who's done a degree in marketing and works for ABC Limited. I want to learn from the best in the world, and I've been doing that ever since, learning from the real elite. And as I've said, distilling the best of the best and putting that down here. And that's what I'm going to be doing today for you. Okay. Taking this and turning it into a summary. Okay. So I hope you think that's worthwhile. I know I do. And off we go. So we got 6 things to cover today, and I want to talk about them, but I also want you to think about how you could apply this to 2 areas of your business. One is sales and the other is marketing. You could use it in anything, how to influence your son or daughter to clean their room, perhaps. But, from today's point of view, I'm going to tell you what it is, tell you a little bit about it, and then tell you how you could apply it to either sales or marketing, or ideally both. And I'm sure you're going to benefit from it. So the first one is reciprocation. This is the first law or rule of influence according to Cialdini. Now, I tend to believe that to be true for one good reason, and that is I love the fact that I can walk out into the street, I can go up to a total stranger, and I can ask them for help. And 9 times out of 10, they'll do it anyway. if I said, I wonder whether you could help me, most people would say something along the lines of, yeah, sure, if I can, what is it? They don't say no, very rarely. I don't think that's ever happened to me. Can I help you? No. I think people are geared up for that. But when you help them, that's even more powerful. Now, I'll give you an example of how to use that from a marketing perspective. And that is exactly what I'm doing now. I'm here, I'm spending my time, I'm helping you to grow your business. How much am I charging you for this? Nothing. I'm helping you in advance so that come the day when you need help with your marketing and you're thinking, do you know what? We need somebody to design our website. I need some marketing advice. I need some help with my LinkedIn marketing. I'm getting loads of leads, but I'm not converting enough of them. I need some sales training. What are you going to do? Google it or come to Steve. That's what I'm hoping anyway, that you'll come and talk to me. And that's where you need to think about your version of that. It could be, I suppose my question is, what could you give somebody so that they are more likely to give something back to you at some point, not necessarily straight away? So what can I do? I can do what I'm doing now. I could do webinars. I could do videos full of content and great ideas. I could write a report on something and send it out to all my prospects or all my customers. I could go and talk at an exhibition or at a networking event. They're all ways of they all say, whether you like BNI or not, which is I think the Business Network Institute, a massive organization worldwide. Some people love it, some people don't. I accept that, but they have a lovely slogan, and that is "Give us gain" or "Give us get," one or the other. And it is so true. If you give, you get. So, so many people make a mistake, I believe, of going in for the kill. What do I mean by that? I get connected to somebody on LinkedIn. I send them a message saying, thanks ever so much for connecting. It's great to be part of your LinkedIn team. They message me back with, do you want to buy this? Well, no, I don't. No, it's far too early in that conversation. That's like going up, for me, going up to a woman in the street going, hi, my name's Steve. Do you want to marry me? No, you don't. Oh, all right then. And disappearing off and going and asking somebody else. Sooner or later, I might find somebody mad enough to do that. But, 99.999% of the time, I'm going to get turned down. And so, by doing something first, i.e. taking a lady out for a meal, having conversations, developing a relationship is where we need to be. Maybe buying the flowers or chocolates or whatever. Yeah, you see how this works. But often in business, people don't do it. One of the things I do a lot of is I send people books. I'm an avid book reader. You want to see my library of business books. So, what I do is that I send people useful information. If somebody's having a conversation with me about LinkedIn, I'll send them a copy of my LinkedIn book that I wrote, and so on and so forth. So reciprocation is number one. Number two is commitment and consistency. People love consistency. We hate change. And what do I mean by commitment and consistency from a sales and marketing perspective? I mean, stuff needs to be the same. When you come to my website, you have a look at my website, and there's a design concept around that. You go to my business card, that needs to reflect that. You go to LinkedIn, that needs to reflect that too. You go over to YouTube, and that needs to reflect that too. You with me? So this is really, I suppose, another word for this is brand awareness. One of the best companies in the world at this is McDonald's, for consistency. Why do we buy that food? Because we know what we're going to get. Even though it ain't great, We still know exactly what we're going to get. We know what we're going to pay. We know what they're going to say before they do. When I say, could I have a Big Mac, please? They go, yeah, is that a Big Mac meal? You go, oh, yeah, go on then. Would you like to go large? Oh, yeah, go on then. What have they just done? They've just sold you twice as much as you intended to buy when you walked in the door. And they're a 16-year-old kid, and they do that consistently in every single McDonald's throughout the UK, Europe, and the rest of the world. You see how powerful consistency is. Okay, I'll stop my rant. Next one, social proof. Social proof. People buy things because of social proof. What do I mean? It's like, I need the latest Apple iPhone. I gotta have it. In fact, for some people, they're so determined to have it that they'll queue for 3 days waiting for the shop to open on Monday the 31st when sales of the new iPhone start. I mean, how bizarre is that? Social proof is absolutely massive. And yet, so many businesses don't really utilize this in anywhere near to the level that they could. You know, if I said to you, can you send me a document with all your testimonials on it? You know, all the testimonials that you've picked up over the years that you've been in business. What would that look like? For most of you listening, based on my experience speaking to people, you go, I've not got one, Steve. For some of you, you might have one and it's got 10, 15, 15 testimonials, and you've been in business for how long? You know, I've got nearly 150 testimonials, and you know what? I rarely pick them up now, and I don't ask for them probably as much as I should, because I think, do you know what? I've got 150. You know, is that enough? Well, I suppose it would be better to have 400, but and what I've done is I take these testimonials, most of which I get on LinkedIn, and I ask people, is it okay for me to use it throughout my marketing? Everybody says yes. Nobody's ever said no. So I then add that to each and every element of my marketing. So they're on my website, they're on my blog, they're on Facebook, they're on my I produced a document, a PDF called Don't Take My Word for It, that I can send you with page after page after page of testimonials. Now, nobody reads it. I know that. They're not that, they're going to read my 25 pages of testimonials. But when they see it and see what it contains, I think, my perception anyway, is that they're going, oh, wow, Steve must be good at what he does. Look at this. Yeah, and that's all you need. That's what the testimonial is really about. So social proof, get other people to recommend you. That's ultimately what we're talking about here. Number four is liking. People, but listen to this carefully. People buy from people that they know, like, and trust. They also buy products that they know, like, and trust, and from companies they know, like, and trust, and that is so true. So my question to you again is, what are you doing? What is your marketing strategy to get people, and your sales strategy to get people to know, like, and trust you, your company, and your products and services? Because there are things you can do. You can, I could have a page on my website advertising, I don't know, my online LinkedIn training. That's great. But I can get people to know, like, and trust it by adding a video, so they see me and think, this guy's clearly, hopefully not a Mad Axeman or some, dodgy charlatan living somewhere that, is going to rip me off and nick my credit card. That ain't going to happen on our website. And I think one of the reasons behind that is people's perception of me. I'm a pretty straight talking, down to earth Yorkshireman. I've made more marketing mistakes than probably anybody else listening here today, because I've done more marketing than anybody else listening here today. And, I will help you to grow your business without any shadow of a doubt. I want to try to come across in a way that fits with my personality, not trying to be somebody else. You know, I'm a Yorkshireman, I'm a bit blunt, I'll tell you what I think, but, you know, I'll help you to grow. And so people, you know, coming back to what I said, get people to know, like, and trust you, your product, and your service. Okay. Number 5, we're nearly there. Authority. People respect authority. People respect the person at the front of the classroom when you've been sitting there from the age of 5 to the age of 16 and beyond at university as the expert, the person with authority, which is why it's great to get to go and speak at an event. Here's a copy of my book on LinkedIn. I've written a book on it. He must be good. He must know what he's talking about. You know, and why I say that is that there's a perception because I've written a book on it, or I've written a report about it, or I talk about it from on a video. You know, your perception of me and this is that, do you know what, he knows a little bit at least about this. If not, he knows quite a lot about it. And I mean, if you look at the state of this book, you'll see it's well researched. You know, it's sorry, you can't see it there, but you know, it's well written, it's well warmed and well worn and well thumbed through. You know, so you know, it's you know, something that I've really taken on board, in other words. So think about how you're going to position yourself as a person or a business of authority, an expert in what you do. You could do that through writing articles, writing blogs, talking about it on social media, providing expertise, aligning with somebody. If I did an interview tomorrow and I was interviewed by Richard Branson, can you see how that would push up the perception of me? Because I'm actually being interviewed by Richard Branson, or I'm interviewing Richard Branson. It immediately alleviates my standing. Other things you can do is things like the way you look. You know, just your dress, you know, turning up to a networking meeting in a suit and tie looking really smart. I don't know, you know, years ago that was the standard format. These days, not so much. But I wonder whether you could stand out in some way and present yourself as a person of authority at that meeting. And number 6, the last one, we've only got a couple of minutes to go now, is scarcity. When something's scarce, people want it. You know, when, you know, I've only got 10 places left on this seminar, I've only got 5 copies of this book, or this offer disappears on Tuesday at 12 noon. Things like that. They don't fit every industry, I don't think. But the bottom line is, you know, in my house, when you've come to the last biscuit in the tin, everybody wants it. You know, when things are scarce, when there isn't too many of them, when we've got, you know, the biscuit tin as full and we've got 5 packets of biscuits in the cupboard, nobody eats them. But when it comes down to the last, you know, banana or the last apple, you know, everybody wants it. And I think it's just a human thing again, the way we are. So that's it. There, Cialdini's 6 keys of influence. All to do with the psychology of persuasion. Think about how you can actually physically use that in your business in order to improve your conversion rates, the number of people who inquire and the number of those inquiries who turn into business. Because at the end of the day, that's the only way you're gonna grow your profit. The purpose of a business is to make a profit. There are only 2 ways of making a profit. 1, you reduce costs. 2, you increase sales. There are only 3 ways of increasing sales: get more customers, get them your customers to buy more expensive or more goods when they do buy, and 3, to get them to come back again and again and again. And the last 2 there, increasing the average unit of sale and the frequency of repurchase, are the 2 ways that so many businesses don't really do very well. They put all their time and effort into getting new customers, which is the hardest thing to do. So that's it. Thank you ever so much. On a meeting with me, there's a link going around. Hopefully you've seen it. Free one-to-one results meeting with me. You can go to my website. You can book the meeting. There's a gold button there that gives you access to my diary. You can just find a time that's good for you and meet up. So thanks ever so much. Look forward to speaking to you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Thanks very much for being here.